Here is Gregory Keene to continue the story from the top of the Cunningham Towers.
When I realized I was at the bottom of the pit dug by Felix Huberman, I escaped from the police. And the first move I made to climb out and put up a fight led me straight into another trap, this time set by the gangster's girl, Stella Wilson, and her gangster friends. Well, you know how I finished up tied to a chair in that factory loft, but you don't yet know how I got away. It was rugged going. I must look as though I've been run over by a train. I haven't a farthing. I'm in rags and I've been pounded to a jelly. I fell 15 feet tied to a chair, and then another 15 feet through a glass skylight. The police want me for murder. The NightShade ring want my silence. Stella's chums are still in the hunt for information. So where am I right now? I made it through plain ordinary desperation. The top of the Cunningham Towers. I can't stand up straight, so I'm leaning on the buzzer. If there's no one here, I'm done for. She's not here. She's not here.
Keene! Oh.
Get me inside. I can get up if you give me an arm.
Oh, Keene, what have they done to you?
Get me inside and lock your door. Oh.
What is it?
No.
How am I hurting you?
Cracked a few ribs. Can I lie on the floor?
Oh, this way.
Sorry about this, Sherry Reed. Really sorry. It's not done, is it? Next time I'll arrive with orchids and a white tie.
Try to make it onto the lounge, Keene. Oh, good Lord, he's passed out. How on earth did he get here? Where's the cushion? What an appalling mess. Dr. Eugene Collins, please, it's urgent. If he doesn't rally round, I'll never speak to him again. Hello, Jean. Listen, get over to my place as quickly as you can. Yes, of course, it's me, Sherry Reed. Hurry. I'll tell you when you get here. Buzz twice, will you, and hurry. Now let's have another look at your Major Gregory Keene. Oh, how I've wanted to see you again. But never like this. What in the world could have happened to you?
Who is he, Sherry?
I've told you his name.
He looks very much like a chap who had his picture on the front pages this afternoon. A chap by the name of Sammy Rice.
Never mind who he looks like, Jean. How badly knocked about is he?
Well, 3 of his ribs are gone. But he'll be all right. He's well strapped up. Now, look here, lass. I know you pretty well. What are you getting mixed up in this time?
I'll tell you when I've had a chance to find out how he got into such a state.
It won't do. I should ring the police right now.
Oh, no, you won't, Dr. Eugene Collins.
How did you come to know him?
The night before last, he came up here under his own steam. He was waiting for me there on the terrace.
You mean he broke in?
All right, yes, he broke in. He had a letter from a Professor Bruno Kesselring, who's disappeared. The letter said whoever lived in this penthouse could tell him what became of Kesselring.
And what about tonight?
Well, the buzzer went and kept on going. When I opened the door, he fell in, literally.
Sherry, for the love of Pete. He's a crook who's wanted for murder, and that affair on the bridge this afternoon, you'll finish up in quad yourself.
I don't care.
But what's come over you? The chap's a perfect stranger.
Do you want to know what's come over me? You think I'm crazy. And so I am. I'm crazy about this man, Gregory Keene. And I believe every word he's told me.
So that's how it is, eh?
I'm sorry, Jean. But that's how it is.
But you only saw him once before.
That once was enough.
When you come to your senses, Sherry...
I'm in my right mind, and I know what I'm doing.
I'll talk to you again in the morning. Expect me sometime about 10.
Jean, promise me you won't do anything tonight.
You know what you're asking, I suppose?
Yes. I'm asking you to stick your neck out, too. But do it for me. Do it for me till the morning, at least.
All right. anyone but you, I'd tell to go to the deuce. But I'm crazy too, I guess, about you. Well, keep the chap quiet. If he sings out for food, give him some sort of broth. And if the police find where he is before you can get him off your hands, heaven help us both. Good night, Jerry.
Waking like this, feeling the strapped ribs and the plaster on your face, the finger in splints. You say to yourself, where am I and what the devil's happened? And then you begin to tick and realize and remember. Yes, it's quite dark here in the Cunningham Towers. All I'm aware of are cool sheets and a clock striking. The same questions come flooding back. Who has Felix Huberman put in my place? How can I get hold of Dobie, the airport clerk? How can I get my hands on Stella Wilson and her gangster friends? How can I find why Carlotta Magnani said I'd never been in her house? And how can I get back to Evelyn Channel without putting her life in jeopardy, too? Oh, but one thing at a time. Who's running about calling himself Gregory Keene, eh? And where right now would he be? At 4 in the morning, where would the imposter be? And what could I do about it if I knew?
Oh, Keene, do turn that thing off. I'm sick and tired of it.
What's the matter with it? Oh, come on, baby. Let's down some more.
You've had too much to drink, Major Keene. You can't think straight, can you?
Me? Evelyn, honey, I'm as sober as a judge. Look.
Oh, just a minute. I'll quieten this racket. Keene, it's time you went.
No, not yet. The night's a trap.
You have to go.
What's the matter? Getting up in the air. Ask a fellow around for a few drinks and then say beat
But
it.
it's after 4 in the morning. Do you want to get me kicked out of my flat?
Oh, all right. How about a big kiss for good night, eh? One great big kiss, hmm?
Well, just one. Then you must go. I really like you a lot. Nicky.
What's that?
You don't mind me calling you Nicky, do you? Felix does.
Just a minute, baby. Where'd you get this Nicky from?
You'd better be good, Nicky. Or I'll tell Felix you drank too much gin at my flat and gave yourself away.
How much do you know?
Lots.
I'm Major Gregory Keene. What are you trying to do?
Good night, Nicky. Just carry on as you are and don't breathe a word. When I send for you, see that you come running. You'll find a cab down at the corner, and I think we'll forget about the mauling. There's the door.
So I was taken for a ride, eh?
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Maybe there's not right now.
Come on, get up.
Okay, baby. We'll save it for next time.
I was right about him from the first. He's not Gregory Keene. And Felix has always known he's not. What have I done? By loving Felix and trusting him, what have I done? What have I done with the real Major, who came here from London and MI5? Well, let's have a look at you. Jean Collins did a good job on you while you were unconscious last night. It's remarkable.
And who would Jean Collins be?
A doctor who's a jolly good friend of mine. Lucky for you. Could you cope with another egg flip?
I could cope with a steak about 3 inches thick.
Well, for today, Major Keene, you get beef tea and egg flips and like it. You feel like talking?
It's about all I can do.
Tell me what happened.
Well, you know I'm the Sammy Rice who took off from the police in that crash on the bridge yesterday.
Yes. And so does Jean Collins.
Yeah. Is he a very good friend of yours?
Good enough to keep quiet till he hears what I have to say.
When?
About 10 o'clock this morning. So for heaven's sake, tell me what happened to you.
Well, I'll make it as brief as I can. I arrived at Rose Bay with a lot of false papers and one contact here, a girl called Evelyn Channel. She was to have put me in touch with a chap called Felix Huberman. And by the foulest luck, I walked straight into them in a lane behind the Poinsettia Club.
This awful Stella Wilson girl?
Yeah, with a very tough type called Artie Fegan. The rest you can guess, I suppose.
You're a madman. You've no right to be alive.
I had to get away from them.
Yes, but to throw yourself out of a skylight window tied to a chair. Thank heaven you're no worse off. Your nose is all right, and you've still all your teeth. They could have ruined you.
Would that have been so terrible?
Yes. Oh, when I think of it. When I think of them pounding you up in that loft for hours.
We'll catch up with them some other time. What is this doctor of yours going to do? He's bound in law to hand me over to the police. I suppose you realize that.
If you're here to hand over.
Yeah? Where will I be?
About 30 miles away. In a house I own that nobody knows about. With me. And when you can move again, Gregory Keene, we're going after this Felix Huberman and his gang. And we are going to tear them apart. Together.
But very soon there's going to be a third character on the scene. A character who's going to make this NightShade ring wonder what they've struck. He was once a very good sergeant of commandos. He was with me when we brought down Demetrius. As a matter of fact, you might even remember him. He's a chap by the name of Tommy Cutts.
Who strikes the next blow in this duel to the death? Listen for further intriguing chapters of Deadly NightShade.